All right, guys, give me a second here. For some reason, the my authentication uh, died on. I had to re-authenticate on TikTok. So sorry, guys, on TikTok. I know you're not able to see me, but I apologize for that. I had to re-authenticate, and they said it's going to take about a day or something. Give me a sec. I am just looking to make sure that I am live. That's coming up. Let's see. Awesome. All right. Let me switch over to the PowerPoint. Yep, looks like you guys can see that. I just wanted to say thank you for taking your time for this 5-minute Friday show. I'm 15 minutes early. I'm a little early. I've got a few errands that I need to run out and do, so that's why I'm doing this a little bit early. But I just want to say, once again, every Friday at noon, the goal is to go over 5-minute ish. Sometimes it'll be 5 minutes, sometimes it'll be an hour, depending on the topic, right? But majority of the times, it's between 5 to 10 minutes. Um, and I just want to say thank you for taking your time for coming here and watching this 5-minute Friday. It truly means a lot to me. So today I'm going to be talking about other people's money, trust terms and returns, using other people's money safely. Just to let you know, I am not a financial planner or CPA. This video is for educational purposes only. Please consult with a qualified professional, your CPA, your financial planner, or your attorney. Any information that anybody gives you, myself or anybody else, always take that information to your trusted advisor. This is just what I'm doing in my business. So your mileage may vary. So just always consult with a professional. So let's go ahead and get into it. So what is OPM? So OPM is other people's money. It refers to using funds from private lenders, banks, or partners. Why do people use other people's money? Why do I use other people's money? I've been using other people's money since 2006, and this is what's helped me grow my business. You get leverage, scale, and diversification. So what are the appeals of other people's money? You don't need all your capital. You will run out of money eventually. In my particular case, I was going to the bank when I was first initially getting started in rehabbing properties. I got to the point where I was up to about 10 properties, and I eventually got to the point where the bank wasn't funding me the purchases. So that's when and that was early 2006, early 2006. And then that's when I went out and started learning how to pitch deals to other people so that way we can do like a joint venture. I eventually formed a fund to where I give them a return on their money. So that was really like the catalyst for me. I just got to the point where the bank wasn't funding my deals for me. And it can increase your ROI, and it allows you to do more deals faster as opposed to, having to go out and, once again, qualifying with the bank and things like that. If when you have this private money available to you, you can close on deals relatively quickly. I mean, I'm able to close on deals within 24 hours, right? Not that I do that, but I do have that ability to do that. So the risk of using other people's money, you can over leverage. If you become over leveraged, it can backfire. Poor communications with your private lenders equals broken trust. And also the legal or compliance mistakes can lead to lawsuits. That's why when my first slide, always consult with a qualified, professional, a CPA, financial planner, or in this case, an attorney. That way, they can look over your documents to make sure that you're compliant. The rules for using other people's money safely: only borrow what you can repay, always protect your lender's principal, and use written agreements and disclosures, and always keep your lenders updated regularly. That is just a simple communication is key to this. And then some real world structures that work. I've used joint ventures. I've also used first position liens and collateral backed notes. When I was rehabbing the properties, this is when I would sign a first mortgage. and also, I'm sorry, a promissory note, and also giving them, yeah, a mortgage on it. Um, and not only that, I would personally sign on these loans, so that way they can come after me, if things did go sideways. But that's why you always do your due diligence up front. Preferred equity with defined terms. So this is really like a joint venture agreement. So I've done all three of them. They each have their pluses and minuses. And maybe what I'll do is on the next 5 Minute Friday is just go over a little bit more between the joint ventures, first positions, and a fund. So how do you build trust with lenders? You just be transparent as possible about the risks and the timelines. What I personally do is I have my private lenders sign a PPM, a private placement memorandum. It goes more into like the risks of investing. I just want to let the lenders know that this is investing, right? There are no guarantees, but the only thing that I can guarantee is I'll do my damnedest to do all the due diligence up front when I'm looking at these assets. So this PPM that I have, it's a one-page document that just really outlines all the risks with being a private lender. Share your track record and start small and grow over time. So some final thoughts. OPM, other people's money, is a powerful tool when used with integrity. Protect your reputation. I should also add in there, protect your private lender by making sure you do your due diligence on this. And always be upfront and honest with them, and grow by making others money too. And if you have any questions about this, please drop them in the chat. Or if you found this helpful, tap follow, and I'll break down more strategies next week. If you want, you can reach out to me, Larry at ljhinvestments.com, or you can send me call me, 513-301-1468. Or if you want to schedule a time on my calendar that's convenient to you, talk with LarryHoffman.com. Here, I'll switch back over to this mode here. That way, this video. Just go ahead and schedule a time. Talk with LarryHoffman.com. It'll be, it's set up for like a 30-minute conversation, but I've had them where they've gone 10 minutes or they've gone an hour, depending on the questions that they have that you may have, right? So it can last 30 minutes or it could go for a full hour. So if you have any questions about this topic or about real estate investing or mortgage note investing, please feel free to hit me up, talk with LarryHoffman.com. And I think I don't see any chats. All right. Hopefully this time next week I'll be on broadcasting live on TikTok. So if anything, I'll go ahead and I'll put this video up on TikTok as well. So if you have any questions, schedule that time with me. All right, guys.